Welcome to the Daughter Arise channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is all about bringing you news and content surrounding childhood sexual abuse. I share content on this channel in the hopes of encouraging and empowering other survivors, and also to raise awareness and educate people on its effects and how sexual abuse actually impacts lives. So this video is about this young girl in the picture, Sophie Elms. She has been classed as Britain's youngest female paedophile. I'm just going to read the story to you and then just give you my commentary on it. A teenage nursery worker is Britain's youngest named paedophile, female paedophile, and has been jailed for 7 years and 10 months for sexual attacks on two young girls. Sophie Elms was 17 when she sexually assaulted a 2-year-old and 3-year-old. She was also prosecuted for 4 offences of taking indecent photographs of children. In a victim impact statement read to the court, the father of the two young girls told how Elms completely destroyed their lives and damaged them beyond words. The father said, "We honestly do not know the full extent of the damage we have left on our two beautiful babies. What you did could have serious long-term effects on their lives. We have such a complete lack of trust to anyone with our children now. Even leaving them at preschool is a challenge to us, as this was the profession in which you were training. Our youngest daughter is so distraught at bedtime that we have to stay with her for several hours. We have made a decision that we cannot stay in Swindon for fear of bumping into you, and that it is better for us to move abroad. The whole horrific event has damaged us beyond words." Elms worked at a local nursery in Swindon, but police have confirmed that none of the alleged offences are said to have happened at the childcare facility. She committed these sickening attacks after a sex offender called David Gearin contacted the teen online and incited her to abuse them and send pictures. Prosecutor Hannah Squire said Elms was left in charge of the children in 2016 and 2017. But in early 2017, Elms began having contact with the sex offender Gearin, who was later sentenced in November 2018 to 15 years in jail for childhood sex offences. Prosecutor Hannah Squire said the contact started off as non-sexual, but what is relevant is that Miss Elms was out there online and receptive. One might suggest susceptible to contact from men like David Gearin. Miss Elms did not seek to hide her identity. The contact moved quickly into sexualised communication and commission from David Gearin to commit these sexual offences. The pictures started out innocent enough, with the two children fully clothed, but soon the pictures progressed to the children being naked and images of Elms touching the children, which to an extent was requested by David Gearin. In a police interview in April 2018, following her arrest on March the 10th, Elms told police that Gearin must have obtained their details from somewhere online. She said she liked talking to him as she had low confidence and he made her feel good. Her lawyer also said that Elms had been groomed from the age of 13 by 4 separate males, and 2 of whom have been prosecuted. He also added from the age of 13 her details were put online as a joke by one of her friends, and she was made to perform sexual acts for men in front of a webcam. Elms is 18, making her one of the youngest women in the country to be convicted of these types of offences. And at the time she was studying childcare with a long-term aim of working with very young children in the future. This story is just so sad and so sickening on many levels. First thing I want to say is that my heart does go out to the parents and the children in this case. I can't imagine how horrific and how broken they must feel to know that they trusted this young girl to look after their children and that she could commit such a despicable act. It's important to note here that she wasn't just a stranger off the street. She was somebody that was known to the family, and because she was studying childcare and was in that profession, she was doing childminding, and that's why they didn't think twice about hiring her to look after their children. There was nothing that came up in her history as well when she was hired by the nursery to look after the children that were in her care. It's disturbing to me that she was allowed to have so much access online at such a young age. you know, with friends like that can put her details out like that on those type of websites, who needs enemies? But just the fact that she's had so much access to being online, where she's been able to have contact with these type of people, makes me wonder about her background. And that is not to say that I feel sorry for her in any way, but why was she so susceptible to these types of individuals and so submissive to their demands? This is something that I would like to know. Nevertheless, it doesn't take away from the crimes that she has done, and she full well knew what she was doing. She full well knew that touching those children were wrong. And to be honest with you, 7 years and 10 months is too low a sentence. She should have got the same as the paedophile that she was taking orders from, even though it was in a completely different case why he was sentenced. She should have got longer. The damage and impact that it's had on the children, I hope that they're able to get, you know, specialist services to support them as children through this traumatic event, be able to process it. And also I hope that the parents are getting support from organisations that specialise in sexual abuse against children to help them through this terrible time. It's so shocking to believe that a female could commit sexual abuse. According to some statistics, female paedophiles are on the rise, and a huge majority of them that commit this act are in authority positions. So where we see cases where teachers, female teachers, are sexually abusing young boys, this is where a high proportion of female paedophile activity is coming from. But it's interesting to also note as well that she was somebody who was training to be in a position of authority over children. The whole story is just really, really sad. Be careful who you leave your children with, because the children were very, very young. They didn't have the vocabulary to be able to say that something was going on. Maybe their details, their faces came out online, and that's how police were able to trace back that they were being abused. I hope and pray that the parents can get the help that they need.